go. 5 lights. And away we go. Edge on pole position. Off they go. And I see he's got a decent start there. Edge got a very good one. He's clear into turn 1. Into 3rd place by the looks of it goes Silver.
Oh, and there's a car off. It's knocked Thomas into the wall. He lost a bit of his front wing.
There's all sorts of fun and games going on into the fast chicane there. Rev. Oh, and OceanChief get together. And off goes Ocean into the wall. So Edge.
He's getting into the nose.
About a half a second ahead of Sergio. Sergio's running a little bit wide, hitting the wall on the inside. That was a big impact. I'm not sure whether it got any of the front wing. It looked like he might have been alright. Very close now. Copy having to go to the outside of Bams as they run through turn 8 absolutely side by side. And I think he might just have this sort of side by side on the exit. They're going to be side by side, I think, all the way up towards the far chicane. Who's going to blink here? Bams on the outside, Copy on the inside. Bams. Hello everyone, it is the Extreme Gaming League. It is round 3, the Chinese Grand Prix SLR Tier 1. And here we are at the beautiful Shanghai circuit here in China. We have 15 drivers, we have 2 commentators, it's me, and alongside me, as usual, Mr. Thimo Brown. How's it going, Thimo?
It's going great, hello. Great to be back here in the commentary box for SLR. And I'm very much looking forward to this because it's a good track, and even though we only have 15 drivers right now, the drivers we have are very competitive. We've got Speedy in here, we've got Copy in here, we've got Jensen, who's new in here. I just see him using Astromatics. Jensen is a reserve driver, and he and Speedy had a fierce battle in a practice session, so I think they could be interesting. And also, of course, we've got the best driver on the planet here. It's Cursed in the Ferrari.
Yep, he's the only Ferrari today, so you'll be able to pick him out even more easily. So look out for Miloš Martika, number 54 in this race.
Yeah. He's the car around. He's the car that makes everyone ahead of him go off track because they are scared of getting wrecked by him in a good way, in a gentle way, in a non-chaotic way.
Yeah, I've been wrecked by Kirst in a gentle way before. It's yeah.
Who hasn't?
He does that a lot.
It's a diplomatic process in which he convinces you to go the F out of his way by gently smashing into your rear and planting you off track.
Something like that. I'm going to bring up the pause screen because something has just occurred to me. Am I able? No, I'm not able to do that. Okay, never mind. I was playing around with the oh, that's weird. Yeah, okay. I was playing around with the customization. I wondered if I could move stuff to a better place, but I actually can't on the spectator client. That would have been nice. HUD customization, yeah, because I was doing that a little bit earlier on today in my career mode race, and I was wondering if you could do it for the spectator. Sadly, you can't. It would have been nice, but maybe for F1 2020 we'll get that.
Yeah, that would make sense. Think again.
So, who have we got on track at the moment? We have Kirst. We're on board with Kirst. In front of him is a Red Bull. It's either /LP or Jensen. I wonder if Jensen is out yet. It is, in fact, Jensen in front of him. So let's watch the new boy. He's been generating some excitement so far. Those battles with Speedy. We expect him to be very fast here. We're going to see him on his first SLR qualifying lap. Yeah, washed out a little bit through the long right-hander. Very neat and tidy though, very good lines.
He's driving very smoothly here.
Yeah.
I've been told by Speedy that Jensen was very clean in that session in terms of wheel to wheel, almost a bit scared, and I'm wondering if it's just his driving style or if it came down to him trying to be taken as a reserve driver in just one practice race, and if we're going to see an unleashed aggressive Jensen this race, or if he's keeping...
Oh, he made a big mistake there in the hairpin.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Easy to make that one, and Tipsy's joining after coming back from his tough mudder something. 132.5, that's not an ideal lap, but it's decent.
Well, given the mistakes that we saw,
Yeah, exactly.
that's pretty quick from Jensen. Of course, the new patch has made the cars a little bit faster, about a second a lap or thereabouts, so the lap time's not necessarily comparable from other races that have taken place a week or so ago.
And also very comfortable to drive. I must say I really like the new handling, and I'm very happy that it exists. So we might also see drivers who've been struggling so far get a little boost. Like for example, I don't know, Triton was very good on last game, and Speedy.
Yeah, absolutely. Speedy's just put in a 32.3 on medium tyres, which is a very fast lap from Speedy in the Toro Rosso. I would expect. Well, I mean, is he just gonna sit there and not do any more laps? Is that the idea? Going out first of all on mediums. Maybe he's just putting in a good one there to give himself the option of going on to softs a little bit later on if he gets beaten. But it might be that he doesn't necessarily need to go out again.
Yeah, strategy is very weird here. I can talk about my experiences in the Tier 2 race of Thursday, of course, which was pretty exciting for me at least. And basically, I think Onion Bargy won it, did a one-stop.
Okay.
So, I mean, I haven't watched the VOD so far. I didn't have the time, but I think he won it on a one-stop, and then around him, basically all were doing a two-stop. You would qualify on softs, and then you would either stop on lap 4, like between lap 4 and 6, something, and either go to the mediums or go to the hards. And with the hards, you would just make the end. But in the very end of the race, the tires would be very worn, and you would fall down the order again. So. And I was on the aggressive two-stop with softs to double mediums. So in the end of the race I was flying, and I could see some drivers who were doing the one-stop struggling very much and gained some positions back. And even after that race I still cannot really put my finger on one of them and say that it's objectively better. So we may be... I mean, this might be a fun ride, finding out what is better.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think we're seeing on a lot of these on a lot of these early tracks in F1 2019, because the fact that, I mean, it was always in 2018 it was pretty much always a one-stop. You always wanted to be on a one-stop. It was pretty much always faster than a two-stop if you could stretch the tires long enough. In 2019 it's a little bit different. Degradation is quite a lot more severe, and also the differences between the tires seem to be a lot more severe, and also you get normal wear rates now in qualifying rather than half wear rates which you got in 2018. So that makes a big difference too. So it means that if you commit to a one-stop, it means that you qualify on the medium tires. You're actually gonna. It's not cut and dried anymore that you can make it, and also the fact that there's much more degradation means you're going to be much slower at the end of the race if you're on hard tires that are very old. So it's really interesting, I think.
Also, I mean, it generally generates a great show if you've got people who are capable of driving at the front, doing aggressive strategies, and then having to overtake others. I mean, of course, Slipstream doesn't know more, but there's a long DRS straight, so it's very much possible to overtake on this track if you get a good run out of the very, very long right-hander before the finals, or not the finals, but the long DRS back straight.
Yeah.
If you get a good run there, and tire grip is what gives you a good run there, then you can very easily line up a pass. That's what people are doing, so if you are on the two-stop, you probably won't get held up too much. Of course you're going to lose time, but it's not as bad as in, say, Australia, where overtaking is an abstract concept.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do. And yeah, it is. I mean, it's the case in real F1 as well. You can overtake on the back straight here. It's long enough and the DRS is powerful enough that even from a long way back you can quite easily get alongside and past. before the hairpin. Copy crossing the line on hard tyres. He does the 33.2, so I would guess these are just sighter laps from Copy. I don't think he's particularly intending these to be the laps that he finishes with, but pretty good lap nonetheless. 33.2 on the hard tyres.
Jesse Popo, Ocean Icewind. Never mind, not Icewind anymore. I've not put in a lap so far, but Icewind just crossed the line and he puts it in P3 for the moment. Only
it's a good lap.
4/10 off of Speedy, but Speedy was in mediums with his lap, so...
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see Jensen improve by quite some distance here. He's coming around the snail corner, it's not the snail corner, is it? It's the, whatever the long right-hander is. Not sure it has a name, but in any case, a corner onto the back straight. Yeah, the snail corner's turn 1 and 2.
I'm going to get a track map so I can note it around.
Track map for the commentators. Jensen going through the last corner. Is he going to be able to improve his lap time? It looks like it. He crosses the line with 31.5 from Jensen. That is a very, very good lap from him. And other than Speedy, Milos Martika, by the way, has put the Ferrari in P3. We should note that, but he's over a second behind that fast lap from Jensen. So that's a very impressive lap indeed from the newcomer.
Shanghai is a Tilke track, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. The long corner is the very inspired name Turn 13.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's. I guess what else are you going to call it? It's probably could have thought of a name.
Epic snail corner of the dragon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something Chinese epic. I don't know.
Light Cruiser P2 on a 32.2. I think Speedy's on a fast one as well. We'll follow him for a little bit. Coming towards the end of his lap through the little chicane before turn 13.
I always call it the corner with the anting thing in the background.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we all get to see that on the stand. Speedy outbrakes himself just a tiny bit into the hairpin. Wouldn't have cost him too much time. On the last corner he goes. He'll want to respond, of course, to that lap time from Jensen. He does respond, and then some. 31.264 from Speedy, and these two having their own private battle in this qualifying session so far. We got on track at the moment. Mr. Triton is about to do a lap in the McLaren. We saw his first effort, 32.9. So he'll want to improve. Here it is for everyone to see. Anting on the grandstand.
I didn't just Google what Anting is. Anting is the basically the place where this track is. And
oh, I see. Okay.
A little community, I think 30 kilometers from Shanghai, and it's built by it's built to resemble a German city, so I like it.
Oh wow. Okay. Fair enough. As Triton comes into the pit lane, I know that the first of the two characters means relax. That's as far as my knowledge takes me with those two characters.
Dropping the funny Wikipedia knowledge bomb for me, and bombs for me, and what you and your knowledge of Chinese Sign Language is well known.
So Dilla crosses the line. Good lap on the mediums, 32.5 from him. So Dilla in the second of the two Toro Rossos.
Good lap, yeah, indeed.
Putting in a good lap. Coming towards the end of this session now, 4.5 minutes on the clock. Thanks everyone for joining us in chat. We got Kitsune in chat as per usual, cheerleading from the sidelines. Good to have you along. We got Tipsy, who's I think OceanChief's race engineer for this one. We've got Danny Coe, we've got Wimpy the man himself, and also we've got Anian Baji, the winner of the Tier 2 race the other day, and we have Neth Luke as well. So welcome along.
Did Onion Bargy win every single Tier 2 race so far? I think so.
Has he won all of them? I know he's won.
Oh, no,
I know he won the
No,
Australia
he didn't win
race.
No, wait. No,
Oh, did he win?
won
Oh yeah,
Australia.
that's right. Aaron won Australia.
Exactly. And then he won the others, so he's pretty dominant over there. So good job on the chat.
The only person on a lap right now is Jesse. So, ooh, just about caught that out of the hairpin. Nicely done by Jesse. Through the last corner he goes. Let's see what he can... Oh dear, well that's an invalidation, yeah. That's certainly an invalidation. And that's the end of his qualifying session, unfortunately. So Jesse is going to be starting at the back of the grid. Oh, don't do that though, come on now. Rejoin properly, there we go. OceanChief passes. And he starts his, what I guess must be his final qualifying lap. Bunch of other people on out laps already. There's a little bit of an advantage to doing a lap now, which is that you can do an in lap rather than letting the game do it for you, and you don't get so much tyre wear when you do it nice and slowly. So maybe that's what OceanChief is trying to do here, doing his lap a little bit earlier from everyone else. Maybe he just wants the clear track, who knows? Through the double left-hander he goes towards the end of the lap. 2 minutes left in this session. Speedy and Jensen both on out laps. In fact, all the top 4 on their out lap at the moment, all of them on the soft tyres. Dilla looks like he is not going to try to improve. Should note, by the way, 4th to 7th. Very, very close indeed. Just 100th of a second between those 4 drivers.
Especially 5th. Yeah, 5th to 7th.
Yep, absolutely.
But Dilla on a harder compound, so technically a bit more pace from him. Copy is still all the way down in P12.
Icewind puts in a good lap, 32.2 from him. OceanChief crosses the line. Good lap from OceanChief, 32.7 on the soft tyres. That is nice. A very good effort from him.
Triton is on his final run. He tries to improve on that. He's currently down in P11.
P11.
And Elf is the German word.
His teammate is in P12. Mr. Copy.
Stop mucking me! Good lockup from Triton then. Yeah, Copy in P12. He is on medium, so he will certainly do one stop. The others might do one, but their stop will be earlier. I guess Copy's one stop will be more effective, but its good position will suffer as a result. But I mean, he's a quick guy. I expect him to be able to beat the times of Cursed, Dilla, and Icewind maybe, or also Light Cruiser.
Yeah.
So he might not
We will
be
see.
too much trouble.
There's Copy. Wow, on a medium tyres. Yeah, as you were saying, Triton with a good lap too. Speedy goes fastest of all on 31.0. Can Jensen respond to that? That is the question. We've got Copy and Triton, so it's all McLaren second row at the moment with those two. Copy on the medium tyres, which will be a pretty major advantage for him in the race. Kirst has finished his lap, 32.4 from him. I don't think he improved on his final run. So here comes Jensen around the long right-hander. 31.5 is the time that he's done so far. Copy retires, of course, from 3rd place. Where's Light Cruiser on track? Light Cruiser just behind Jensen on track right now. So we're going to see if he can improve as well shortly after. He gets it all wrong there into the hairpin. That will certainly have cost him some time. Missed the in fact, he's abandoned the lap completely. And he's going to go into the pits. That leaves Light Cruiser then in the Williams. Round the last corner he goes. And out of ERS, crosses the line. 31.9 from Light Cruiser. He goes P5, which I think is where he was already, but it does improve his time by 0.3 or thereabouts. And Pretorius crosses the line. He doesn't... In fact, he did improve. He did a 32.3, but it was obviously not a valid lap. So I think that's everyone pretty much who is going to be on a lap. Speedy is doing an in-lap right now. He's trying to look after his tyres as he does so.
He's on a pad, he has to do that. There's exactly 0.7 of a second between Speedy and Copy, so... how much is the pace difference between softs and mediums? Last game I would have said it's exactly 0.7 of a second, but I think this game the advantage of softs is increased a bit, which also made the two-stop spot more viable. So probably Copy would have just edged out Speedy had he
would have been
chosen
close.
the softs. Yeah,
I think it would
would
have
have
been
liked to
close.
see it, but now we've at least got different tyre strategies.
Yep, absolutely. Copy is going to see if he can make the medium tyres work. He will certainly be on a one-stopper, medium to hard, I would have thought. And Speedy and Jensen will have to decide whether they can take the one-stop, soft to hard, or whether they have to do the mediums instead, 2 sets of mediums. Although Speedy's used one of his sets of mediums, so that's interesting. He might have to do 2 sets of softs or something like that, so... we'll see. Just bear that in mind, that Speedy's used a set of mediums in that qualifying session, because if he wants to go soft, medium, medium, that is gonna hurt his pace just a little bit. There's the results though, and OceanChief managing to put himself in a good position there, 32.7. He's P11, he'll get to start on fresh tyres of course, but otherwise Speedy from Jensen by almost half a second. We saw Jensen make some mistakes in his laps, but showing extremely good pace overall. I think it'll be a fascinating race. .4 according to the game, really. That is a large delta. That's a much bigger delta. And yeah, Etney is absolutely right. The wear during the flying lap does make a big difference, and I guess the heat during the flying lap as well makes a big difference to the pace,
which is also a different disadvantage for Speedy, I guess, because his tires always cook.
Yeah, he's not
basically
terribly kind to his tires. He's on the pad, so it's more difficult to be kind on the tires, of course. Yeah, I would expect Speedy to be two-stopping, honestly. I don't think he's going to be able to stretch the one-stop.
Yeah, that's the problem of the pad.
Yep. Certainly
can't really blame Speedy for killing his tires. But now, first of all, we will head into the formation lap. Further down the order, is there anything interesting going on with strategy? Let me have a look at the tires. Okay, we've got Dilla still on mediums from P8.
Soft, OceanChief on softs. That's interesting.
Maybe he picked... Maybe he got the strategy going from softs to hards in his recommended strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily hate it. I think it's a fine thing to do. Fresh softs are very fast at the beginning of the race. He'll be able to maybe make up some positions.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have done it. I feel like towards the end of the race it was very close, but I think the runners, those who started on mediums, were best off. Now that I think more about it, but well,
yeah, I don't know.
See.
We certainly will see. I mean, you can't. The thing is, you can't do medium to medium. Obviously, I think that would be the optimal strategy if you were starting on fresh tires. But you can't do that. So you have to. If you're going to one stop with completely fresh tires, you can do medium hard, but that's slow. Or you can use the soft tires which is what you have to do. And if you're going to use them, you may as well use them at the start of the race, like you're in traffic at the start of the race. You need to have the grip. You get good grip off the line, stuff like that. It is an advantage.
But also with the medium tires, with the medium into hard strategy, you can push all the way through. You don't have to worry about tire wear, you can just go all out all the time. And
yeah, that's true.
that is something I like to do.
Yep, absolutely, it is.
It's also a lot of fun.
It means you can go very fast. And Anian Bargi says in chat that Speedy says he's going to do a one-stop. So this will be fascinating. We have everybody lined up on the grid. We are going to get underway very shortly indeed. Here are the lights then. 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. And away we go. Who got the jump off the line? Pretty good start from the second Toro Rosso. That's Dilla, but it looks like Jensen has managed to get the jump off the line. He's got the inside and the high ground as they go into turn 1. Speedy not going to be able to hang it around the outside, or is he? Jensen got a little bit sideways mid-corner there, and I think Speedy gets it back as well. Copy looking as well up the inside. Yeah, what happened to Triton? He's gone all the way down to 8th place off the start. We didn't exactly see what happened.
Caught up on the inside a bit then. I think Curse just
down the inside. Triton sends
one
on Pretorius. Does manage to hold the inside and gets that move done. So Triton, in fact, Triton has to yield there. Didn't see exactly why. Is Triton lagging? Is that what's happening? Is that why he lost all of those places? Because he lost ground for no particular reason there. Up front, though, Speedy and Jensen absolutely together. Speedy a little bit sideways on the exit of the left-hander. Jensen is right on him. Is he going to be able to have a look?
Off goes
no.
NJJ in the background. Safe rejoin, relatively safe rejoin, just alongside Slash LP. So he's down to P30, not going well for Mercedes right now. Bascadinho must have had a bigger problem. He is trailing the field by 5 seconds.
Here we go, though, up front. Speedy and Jensen. Oh, what happened? Dilla has gone off, and Speedy covers the inside. Jensen trying to go around the outside into the hairpin slipstream lull. Wasn't much of it, was there? But Speedy manages to defend that. Jensen has to stay behind, at least for the time being. Lots of pressure being put on, though, and that was a mistake from Speedy. He knocked over the little bollard there, and Jensen, I think, is going to be able to get this now. Speedy was just ahead over the line, but Jensen alongside, wheel to wheel into turn 1. Good stuff from Jensen, managing to hold it on the outside, still side by side as they head into turn 2.
Outside a bit there, but no contact, and they leave each other just enough space. This is great battle.
Good driving from both of them. Copy lurking as well. What happened to Jesse? He's out of the race by the looks of things.
This reminds me very much of what happened in season 2, because there we had a
safety car. So Jesse's retirement brings out a safety car on lap 2.
You could, I mean, the pit lap for a hard tires is lap 6. I think. Oh no, Dilla. So I think it's too early to use it for a pit stop. But maybe if you're on softs, you could switch it up and go for mediums now, and then do your double medium strat that is technically not legal, but with the safety car and softs in the first. You could, I don't know.
Yep,
I don't think
you absolutely could.
It's a possibility.
It's really interesting because you cannot, I would have thought, pit under the safety car now for hards and go to the end of the race. I don't think you can do that, even with the 2 laps of safety car running, so you don't really get any tyre wear during those 2 laps. I still don't think you can quite do that.
Yeah, lap 6 is the one you pit for hards if you do the 1 stop, and even with the 2 laps we won't get there, so I don't know. I don't think it's worth the risk. I would just pit now and do double mediums. And what is Jens doing? He's heading to the pit, so is Speedy. So we've got both of them in. That will make Copy the leader of the race. Oh, you can see all of them going to the pits. Who's going to get double stack? I think Ocean might be stuck behind Pretorius. Slash stays out.
I think he'll be alright. There was enough of a gap. Yeah, Slash on the medium tyres. So this has really benefited everybody on medium tyres, because they are going to be able to run quite long into this race. Speedy on mediums, Jensen though on hard, so he thinks that he can get to the end of the race by the looks of it. And this is interesting for Speedy as well, because as I was saying before, he's used one of his 2 sets of medium tyres in qualifying. So if he goes two sets of mediums to the end of the race, his second set will be a used set of mediums, and that might matter a lot.
This is honestly the setup for a great race, I think, right now. We've got many different strategies going on. And because Copy and Slash are in P1 and 2 now, and they are also running on mediums, just as the others, but they have only run mediums so far, so they are obliged to take a set of hards after this. Well, the other ones can choose to go to another set of mediums, so there might be advantage at the end of the race. Still, I mean, it is yet to be seen who in the end got the better of all of this. I think Slash LP is probably the biggest winner for now.
Yeah, Slash LP
certainly. Copy was in P3 anyway.
And yeah, I mean, thinking about it, I mean, Copy, this maybe isn't so good for Copy because he effectively loses the time advantage that he would have gotten from his one less pit stop. So it might be that Copy is struggling a little bit here. He'll still have to pit in sort of 10 laps time or so and put on the hard tyres. And also he's going to be relatively slower now because he's on used mediums, and the people behind him, Speedy and Light Cruiser, etc., are all on completely fresh mediums, so
he'll be the hunter for sure.
Yeah.
Slash LP is probably the biggest winner of this, but and I think Copy is a loser of this. But I mean, he's also gained an advantage. It will just come down to if he can hold on to his tires, because track position is worth something. It's not. I mean, it's not too hard to overtake here, but it's still something. He gets the track position. He doesn't have to overtake anyone. Just has to be in the front, play it safe, and keep them behind.
Yep, absolutely.
But this Bascadinho is not pitted, so he's still on softs. I think this is a mistake. He should pit.
He pitted early, I'm pretty sure. He pitted at the end of lap 1 because presumably he was in some sort of an incident. He put the soft tyres on then, so not much point pitting for 1 lap tyre wear, as it were.
Again, though. I mean that's basically what everyone who started on the softs did.
Yeah, no, he could. But they were fresh softs he put on, so it's not as though they did in qualifying as well. So there'll be a few laps in them, yeah.
He can do the softs into hards. The others could. So will be a one stop for him from now on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, what I was.
Sorry, go on.
Damn it. What I was about to say, I really like this track because the battle between Jensen and Speedy was was reminding me of what happened last season here. We had the epic battle between Copy and Yugos, and I think after that someone else who I forgot, I'm sorry, against Yugos. And I know that Copy and Yugos ran side by side for
safety car in this lap, by the way.
Yes, for the first 2 sectors of the track, so that's why I enjoy this circuit, even though the real-life race here was pretty dull. In the game, it rarely disappoints with all the battling.
Yep, absolutely. So it will be interesting. Jensen, I would have thought, I mean, if he's smooth, maybe he can go to the end on that set of hard tyres. He'll only have to do effectively 24 laps on that one set of tyres, so maybe he can stretch them that far. Whether it's fast or not, and whether he'll be able to keep people behind him on the harder compound is an interesting question. So here we go then, as Copy bolts at the front. He got going, took Slash LP a little bit by surprise by the looks of it, and he's got his teammate Jensen all over the back of him as well. Speedy right there too. So as they come across the line, starting lap 5, Speedy having a look to the inside, and he's going to make that stick, I would have thought, because he's on the better tyres. He's got Slash LP directly in front of him though. Was there contact between the two of them? It was close. Jensen trying to hang it around the outside of the right-hander, but I think he's going to have to yield now as they come out of turn 2. Good stuff between the two of them. So Speedy gets the job done immediately on those medium tyres.
He was very awake there. Dive from Light Cruiser on Jensen. Does he pull it off? He does. I don't know how clean or not clean that was. I don't think there was contact. I certainly didn't expect it. So batteries, yeah, the events didn't play out in Jensen's favor after the restart. Speedy was very quick to strike here and is also copy stretching his legs. Already 1.5 seconds up the order.
Yep, Slash LP hasn't made a mistake just yet, so Speedy having to follow Slash all the way through, and this is going to be interesting now because Slash has got a bit of a train behind him here, as you would expect with the worn tyres. Speedy can get a tremendous run out of the long right-hander as my game hopefully doesn't crash.
And he might be in trouble because of Light Cruiser. Light Cruiser has a look to the outside. Can he outbrake him? In that corner, you can brake late and then hang it around the outside. There's easily space for 2 cars. He doesn't really attempt to push his luck here. So Light Cruiser stays in P4, but he's threatening Speedy, and that's one of the situations in racing you really don't want to find yourself in. Being ahead of someone you know you could overtake, but having someone behind you who's pushing. It's very uncomfortable because every failed overtaking attempt could mean that you're getting overtaken, and now there is an overtaking attempt and contact between Slashy and Speedy. There was a bit of a nudge, and now Jensen is also through. Speedy will not be happy with this. Down to P5, Slashy kinda closed the door on him, I would say. I guess it's it. I would say it's his fault. Not a big mistake.
We didn't get it on camera. We were watching the scrap between Kirst and Pretorius, which was fantastic. A little bit further back, Speedy having a look to the inside. There wasn't really a gap there.
Oh, that is naughty, but I mean, still everything clean. I really like watching these two drive against each other.
It's fantastic. Copy has a 3-second lead. Now Speedy sends one.
This is breaking point, I
guess.
No,
I don't think he did. I think he sent one. I think that was calculated. It didn't quite work, but he did hold it.
Like he'd wanted to, but fair enough.
Still side by side, fantastic stuff.
Around the outside, but for the DRS measurement point, I guess he got it. No. Oh wait, there's no DRS yet because of the safety car.
We've not
now he's
been enabled yet.
the front tire. Can he outbrake him? More grip on the brakes because he has got the softer tire component. He has done the move. Light Cruiser on the P3 though. Can he maybe run away from Speedy and Jensen? Now he needs to get past Slash while Copy is doing fastest lap after fastest lap. Up front now to the inside, Light Cruiser. Fresher tires and Slash yields.
Yep, makes that look very easy indeed. So Light Cruiser doing what Speedy couldn't in the last lap or thereabouts, get past Slash LP, and Slash has done a very good job of holding his position here in that second place. He held it for 2 laps. He's not going to be able to hold these guys behind him for much longer, though. I wouldn't have thought. He covers the inside as Speedy goes to the outside and goes all the way around the outside, and contact between the two of them.
Second contact.
Slash did manage to hold it, and Kirst has got in there as well. Is Kirst going to be able to pass? Yeah.
Something against the second Red Bull. Kirst with a very sneaky move from P6 up into P5, and Slash is absolutely falling apart.
Jensen around the outside as well. Yeah, he's really struggling on those tyres, I would have thought. Slash, he's got much less grip than everyone around him, so Light Cruiser, Speedy, Kirst and Jensen all getting through. And now there's an even bigger train behind Slash as everyone tries not to run into the back of the people around them. Pretorius chasing Icewind, chasing Slash. And there will be DRS. I think they'll all have DRS. So Slash will have DRS as well, I think. And indeed he does. So, that old saying, when everyone's got DRS, nobody has got DRS. As, oh, mistake. Who was that? That was Slash making a mistake. Yeah. Went too deep into the hairpin.
Pretorius probably saw his chance there. Icewind gets a bit loose out of the last turn, and now the Renault will try one on the Alpha. Open DRS for both of them, but Pretorius' run was very much better. Got the inside line. Can Icewind hang it around the outside? If you can stay alongside someone, you might get corner rights for them. Oh, left-hander.
Just about a little bit of contact, but they got away with it. Icewind is sticking in there, though. He's right on the back of Pretorius. He's not going to be close enough to have a look. The Haas has a look on the inside. That's Popo.
Popo.
Oh, who's that? It was Triton. Triton's gone off. Triton spun.
No!
Triton spun. Didn't see what happened. He was on the inside there. There might have been contact. I didn't see, though. But around he goes, so he's lost a little bit of time. Not lost too much. Lost about 6 or 7 seconds or thereabouts, but that's bad news for Triton.
He's had a great qualifying, but so far this season nothing is really going his way, I think.
And then JJ almost loses control there. He's got OceanChief right on him now in the Renault.
By the way, I just realized that Triton is actually P3 in the standings because we don't count reserves.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Our standings are currently Light Cruiser with 15 points, Speedy with 15 points, and Triton with 12.
Pretorius having a look on the inside of Slash. A little bit of, what was that? Popo Gamer with the 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. That was...
yeah, I guess I know what happened. I didn't see it, but
he went off to the
10 seconds in China if you go off to the inside on the hairpin.
Oh, okay.
It was forced that we've. I mean, you of course know, but I don't think we've announced it. The FIA has come to the conclusion that we will to be consistent with penalties in the future. We decided that penalties caused by other cars are taken off, but if you go off yourself, even if the penalty is ridiculous for how little you gained, or even if you lost something, the penalty will stay.
Yeah.
So if he went off to the inside there all by himself and got the penalty, then that's his problem, I'm afraid.
Popo's struggling a lot here. I don't know what's happening to him.
He's having hard tires. I don't know. Pascadinho has got softs and NJJ mediums. Might be that. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be that. We're seeing a battle a little bit further up. Kirst and Jensen. Jensen's going to try and get the best run he can out of this right-hander, and he's probably going to be close enough to get the job done here on Kirst. Kirst runs a little bit wide on the exit of the right-hander. That will probably cost him this position because Jensen, right on the back of him and alongside, and I think he'll be passed into the hairpin. Nicely done from Jensen.
Yeah, okay. Looked a bit like it was gonna be close on the brakes if he's making the corner, but no, I underestimated his braking.
Pretorius passes Slash as well.
Yes. And NJJ and Bascadinho are fighting it out for P9 right now, and it ends in Bascadinho going to the pits. Very lucky there. That could have ended in him straight T-boning NJJ had NJJ been a bit further up the road. Yeah,
we've certainly seen incidents with drivers going full bore into the pits and not realising that other cars will be slowing for the last corner. That has certainly happened before, so good that we didn't get anything like that here today. So let's take stock a little bit here. We got Copy who's in the lead. He's on a one-stopper. Everyone, we think, has to stop one more time. Maybe Jensen doesn't. Slash LP, again, struggling, running wide on those old tyres and letting Icewind pass in P7. So Icewind up to 7th. But we think everyone's got to stop once more. Maybe Jensen can stretch those hard tyres to the end of the race, but it would be a stretch. And at the moment, he's, 8 seconds off the lead, and well, he's going to need to stay within a pit stop, and he's going to need to be able to hold off Copy and the other drivers on a one-stop, or on a two-stop, before the end of this race.
Also, I just got corrected by Danica in the chat, because Light Cruiser's not leading the championship, it is Speedy and the fastest lap in
Ah,
so
okay.
That's a point for that. He will be sitting on 16 then.
So, Speedy catching Light Cruiser. Fastest lap of the race from Speedy. 35.8.
Is Copy still getting away from Light Cruiser? I know
slowly,
that the gap built very quickly in the beginning. I don't know. Will be interesting to see what the others are doing. It depends. If they are going to mediums, then they might have the advantage in the second stint over Copy. So, oh wait, Speedy and Light Cruiser are actually fighting right now.
Yeah, they certainly are. Speedy trying to go around the outside, and he has pulled that off. That was a nice move from Speedy, getting the out-braking maneuver done on the outside. Good driving from Light Cruiser to give him space.
And JJ and Popo, by the way, fighting as well, so Popo has kind of recovered from his streak of missed apexes or something. He has got the pace and he's pulling the move off P9 for him. scrambles his points.
Oh, then he makes a mistake in the right-hander, so Popo having all sorts of struggles out there. They're going to be side by side, are they, through this?
Oh, Pretorius! He's off and he hit the
Oh
wall.
no, and he retires as well. So Pretorius...
That might be a safety car. If it is a safety car, then that would be hilarious and shake up everything. I doubt it's a safety car.
Speedy and Light Cruiser side by side into the hairpin. Light Cruiser coming back at Speedy and getting the move done at least temporarily, but I think Speedy is going to have it on the exit, at least for now. He's going to have DRS again though here, Light Cruiser, by the looks of things, so he's going to stay in and he's going to try and fight for this second place a little bit longer. This all lets Speedy get away, or Copy get away rather, of course, and yeah, he does get the move done.
And he pulls the move off. And can Speedy maybe? No. Yeah, door closed by Light Cruiser, rightfully so. He had the right to close the door. There was a bit of contact, no. Amp blade died in the process. NJJ getting very wide in now, I think. Triton, okay, Triton doesn't slip through, but Popo is through again. Oh, Popo runs very wide. So that's NJJ up into P8 again, and Triton picks up the position, he's in P9. So Triton will look at NJJ next. He finished 8th last time out in Bahrain, and he's looking at P8 ahead of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Triton recovering from that spin, of course, in turn 4 a few laps ago, so he's making his way back up the order. Speedy's still behind Light Cruiser, so those two, I mean, they are racing for position and they're on the same strategy, so Light Cruiser has every incentive to fight Speedy as hard as he can. Jensen about 3 seconds behind now on those hard tyres. If he can keep within that sort of range, it's going to be very good for him as we get later in this race.
According to Onion Bargy in the chat, he's pretty confident that Jensen will have to pit again because he's racing too hard. Speaking of racing hard, 4P2 right now, still. Light Cruiser and Speedy are not giving each other any breaks, and Copy is 5 seconds up the road. Light Cruiser...
Well, once again, Speedy gets past into the hairpin, but of course, if you do that, you give up the DRS!
Oh, now he holds it in there!
And pushes him side, pushes him as they go through the corner. And this is, I would imagine, a little bit personal now between the two of them. Speedy pushing Light Cruiser out of the way. As they go into turn 4, Speedy will have the inside line, and I think he might have this one covered off, at least for the time being. Oh, but then he spins on the exit of the corner, a little bit too antsy on the throttle. And he's going to lose another place there. So Speedy, Speedy down to 4th place, and he's going to be struggling on those tyres now as well. So Jensen, I think, might be a little bit faster than him on the hard tyres. You can see how much Speedy's struggling with the grip. Of course, you lose grip when you go off the road as well for the next few corners because the grass is on the tyres. So Speedy, well, not been a good lap for him. Light Cruiser manages to hold on to that 2nd place, at least for now.
I was about to say, I will be pretty sad as soon as Speedy is passed, because then the battle is done. And I really enjoyed it, but now he's giving us Speedy goes to from part 2 Electric Boogaloo. I think so, at least he's behind Jensen now, very close, half a second. His mediums will...
Copy pits from the lead, by the way, so Copy...
Okay.
Copy into the pit lane. Light Cruiser inherits the lead, of course. Speedy all over the back of Jensen. Jensen covering the inside as they go into turn 1.
Nice defensive driving, but not enough.
Oh, Speedy's going to not quite run out of road.
There. They are side by side. Speedy can now put it down the inside in turn 3. But the better acceleration will probably be Jensen's. He got a bit sideways though. Now tucking in behind Speedy for no reason.
Speedy outbrake himself.
I should stop moving slipstream all the time. Oh wow, Speedy went way too deep into that, but he got a good run still.
Yeah, he's still alright for the time being. The issue he has though is that those tyres are going to get worse and worse, and if you're going to put a medium set of tyres on, of course he's got his used medium set of tyres, so that's the only one he'll have. Otherwise, he's putting hard tyres on as well, and he won't particularly want to do that. Jensen well within DRS range, so we might see round 2 or round 3 or however many rounds it is between these two drivers down the back straight.
And former race leader Copy is down P7. He's come up behind his McLaren teammate, or the other McLaren. He's not a McLaren driver, of course, because Tipsy is on the sidelines for today. He's come up behind Triton, but that will not hold him up too much. Gets past cleanly here. Triton didn't get one hell of a run and didn't really put up much of a fight at all. No. P6 for Copy it is.
Yeah, I think he was very happy to let him go there, Triton. It was smart racing from him, not on the same strategy, not really in the same race at all, as Triton was very wide in the last corner. We haven't seen too many corner cutting penalties in this one.
Yeah, but it's, to be fair, it's pretty hard to get corner cutting penalties here. The only place where you realistically get them is the last turn.
Yeah, the last corner, absolutely.
Turn 15, I think it is. I mean, it's probably... I know that Speedy recently called it the hardest corner on the track, and I was like, well, hell nah, it's not the hardest, but I kind of get where he's coming from, because either you try and turn... I mean, there's a fine line. If you turn in a bit too early, you get a warning. If you turn in a bit too late, you run wide and you get a warning. So
yep.
You have to nail it consistently, while every other corner is a bit forgiving. The last one is the least forgiving, maybe not the most complex corner. Oh, Slash LP's off!
Oh no,
He's spotted
Slash.
a fresh set of hard tyres, and that puts him down to P13.
You reset to track there. Are you allowed to do that? I'm not sure whether you're allowed to do that.
I think you are allowed to do
you
that.
You are, okay. Fair enough.
Never specifically said you weren't.
Gap at the front, so Slash LP going to be really struggling now. He's a long way behind the other people who are in the points paying positions in this race. Speedy though within 2 seconds again of Light Cruiser, so Speedy giving it everything he's got. He's pulled out of Jensen's DRS range, as we see. Is that cursed pitting? It is on lap 12, so he's going to put, I would have thought, another set of mediums on probably to go to the end of the race. Looks like it. Copy does the fastest lap, as you would expect on the fresh tyres. So yeah, Cursed with his set of medium tyres, and he will go to the end on those. A couple other people pitting as well, NJJ and OceanChief. Again, they will put on medium tyres.
Danica in the live chat bringing up the possibility that Speedy might stretch it to go into softs, but I really doubt it.
That would be a stretch. Yeah.
Wow. I don't think he will. But it's possible. I think Jensen will do that if he doesn't manage to go to the end. He's been fighting a fair bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to go on the softs unless you think that you on the hards rather, unless you think you can go to the end of the race. And I think Jensen will have been quite confident that he can go to the end of the race on those tyres. He does have DRS here, which will help him out. He must have just been within the 1 second of Speedy.
As I mean, technically, I think even if he gets in like the range of 60, 70, as long as the tyre doesn't pop, I think he'll be fine. He's been on the slower compound for 13 laps now, and Speedy and Light Cruiser both go to the pits, but Jensen's been on the harder compound for 13 laps now, and he is 1 second behind Speedy and 3 seconds behind Light Cruiser, so he didn't really lose out on that part. Now the others will get mediums indeed, fresh mediums, and he's got it. And
yep, we know that Speedy's mediums are not fresh.
Yeah, they've got 12 laps of time remaining to close down the 20 seconds advantage he's got now and overtake him. So not really a reason for him to panic and go into the softs, even if his hards absolutely go down the drain.
Yep, absolutely. Triton was pitting. NJJ gets himself 3 seconds. He's in 12th place. Triton pitted. He's out in 9th. So he's got plenty of work to do, but plenty of time to do it on those very fresh medium tyres. We're going to keep an eye on this battle, though, here between Light Cruiser and Speedy. And Speedy is going to be, I would imagine, very impatient to get past Light Cruiser. We know that Light Cruiser didn't give him it last time, and Speedy ended up being the one making the mistake. And was this one going to go this time? They're, of course, almost a full pit stop behind Jensen, who's the leader. 20.4 seconds is the gap between Jensen and Light Cruiser. That will come down, but there are only 12 laps to go, 11 laps to go at the end of this one. So he's going to have to make some pretty serious inroads into that lead.
Copy, of course, on the hards, and he's about to... okay, never mind. Light Cruiser... Icewind dives into the pits, so it's P2 for Copy now, and everything he has to do now is play his tire advantage. There's about 10 seconds of a gap. He's got 11 laps time, so he's got to be around a second per lap quick, and I think he has got that. He's, I mean, no offense to Jensen, but he is, I think, the quicker driver of the two. No shame in being slower than the Season 2 champion, though. And also, he's running 11 lap younger tires. So I think this is all I think Copy is currently holding the cards he needs to win this race. And looking at the gap, I'll keep a close eye. It was 10 seconds at the start of this lap. It's down to 9.3 right now.
Yep, and I think, yeah, I mean, he needs about a second a lap. There's 10 laps to go at the end of this one. 9 seconds is the gap. So if he can make up that amount of time, we know what a good driver Copy is and what a consistent driver Copy is, then we're going to have a battle at the end of the race between these two. It's going to be quite a fun one by the looks of it. Speedy is still working on Light Cruiser. Battle for third and fourth on the road. Everyone, I think, except for... In fact, everyone might be going to the end of the race on the tyres they're on at the moment, with 10 laps to go.
Yes. Dilla also has pulled off, or is currently pulling off the same move, and it's fastest lap of the race on the hards for Copy.
Yep.
If Light Cruiser crosses a liner, will he get? Yes, okay. Light Cruiser...
Yeah, only barely, though, on the medium tyres.
Yeah, so, I mean, Copy is absolutely flying.
Yeah.
And Pope and Bascadinho are fighting for P9 right now. Still points swing positions, so relevant for the championship. And looks like Bascadinho has got ahead, stayed ahead.
For the time being, but down the front straight, Popo to the inside into turn one, and yep, very easily done from him. Bascadinho has to yield on the much older tyres.
But not wide enough. Oh, and he's getting a bit of screen freeze lag there. Almost gives Bascadinho another shot at it. Doesn't though, so he's fine.
Yep, he finally has managed to break that particular battle, Popo, by the looks of it. Basco on much older tyres. So what Popo has to do now is drive away.
Do you think then that in this game there's a significant tire cliff at some point, like 60%, or is it just gradually going down? I do not know, honestly.
It seems gradual to me. It seems more gradual than... I think the degradation might get a little bit worse after about 50 or 55%, something like that, but honestly, okay. I don't really know.
Yeah. Now crossing the line is Copy, and it is 7.8 seconds of a gap, so he gained 2.2 over the last 2 laps. 1.1 on average, of course, quick maths.
Yeah.
And
not such a good lap, that one. That was a 35.8. It was 7/10 slower than his last lap, so needs to be putting in the low 35s if he wants to catch Jensen, I think.
If you take the average of the 2 laps, though, he would be on the back of him, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 laps from the end of the race, and then he will get a shot at winning this one. I think Jensen has played everyone so far. Tyres might not last though. I don't know, /LP with a penalty, but he's in P13.
Yep.
NJJ is pretty close to OceanChief.
Yeah, NJJ almost lost it there out of the last corner. I thought he was about to spear into the wall, but still a good battle between these two. Ocean getting a little bit sideways there, NJJ having to check up just a little bit. No points for these two just yet, but Bascodinho is not out of reach on much older tyres. A little bit up the road for Ocean, so Maybe he'll get his point after all.
Also, someone who's driving a quiet but absolutely great race is Cursed. He's in P5.
That's true, actually. Yeah, we haven't really looked at him.
He will probably stay there or thereabouts. And I mean, Cursed is not famous for being the best driver, but he is only 4.5 seconds behind Speedy. Of course, Speedy had some battling going on, but still being like like a quarter of a second per lap of Speedy is an achievement for everyone. But I mean, Curse is really impressing me right now.
Yep, absolutely.
He's doing a great drive. He's not bottling it in any way so far.
Might get
They're trying
himself.
to jinx him though.
Might get himself a top 5 in this one, which would be
This
a very
lap
good
of copy
result.
hasn't been enough, and he's made a mistake out of the snail corner where I think even Jensen might just be fine. It depends. Maybe he really gets into that 60% zone where he just starts sliding around all the time. And JJ now passed OceanChief out of the hairpin, I think. Icewind is pretty close to Dilla for P6. Got the fresher.
Yep, Icewind just did the fastest lap of the race, so he's absolutely on it in that Alfa Romeo. He's going to be looking a little bit further up the road as well to Kirst, and maybe thinking that he can get that 5th position too.
And Speedy and Light Cruiser running in formation.
Yep.
Speedy seems to have the same problem I have. It's not getting good exits.
Yeah.
And then you just basically you overtake people on straights with good exits. And if you look at it, he's getting a significantly worse exit here. And Light Cruiser tries to get him out of hypothetical slipstream. But this time, I think he's close enough.
Yeah, close enough certainly to be alongside into the hairpin. Light Cruiser goes defensive, so he doesn't want Speedy going past. Does Light Cruiser go deep? No, he doesn't. Holds the apex very nicely and gets the move defended for the time being. A 34.996 from Copy. He is chasing for all he is worth for that lead. 5.6 seconds with 7 laps to go. He needs 8/10 or thereabouts per lap. And also he needs to overtake him as well, of course, which Speedy will tell you is easier said than done.
And he gives him a little touch. Light Cruiser looked like he was about to lose the balance of his car, but he just keeps it going. And
is Icewind going to go all the way around the outside? Oh no, he's not. He's going to run out of road.
Also, he just took a penalty, so Curse might be safe.
I think he's
especially
probably safe. Yeah. He almost pulled that one off. It was a brave attempt.
Speedy is gone.
What happened to Speedy?
4.3 seconds behind Light Cruiser. Was in the.
Did he spin?
The hairpin of turn 4. I don't know what happened there. I think he was on the. I think I saw him on the outside runoff area. Maybe broke himself.
Maybe.
I am not sure.
Lost a lot of time. So
maybe
Speedy. Speedy really struggling.
Maybe someone who's in VC with him can tell us.
Don't exactly see what happened there, but certainly now he's even under pressure from Kirst here, is Speedy. He's does have to worry a little bit about the Ferrari in his mirrors. 2 seconds at the moment is the gap. Elsewhere further up the grid, Copy has not gained any time at all this lap, so that was a good lap from Jensen. He did a 36.3. And Copy does a 36.1, so only 2/10. That's not going to get the job done. Needs to be closing faster than that, does Copy. And yeah, Kirst does seem to be gaining. I wonder if Speedy's just struggling on those tyres. We know that they're a used set of tyres, of course. Seem to have a lot of drivers, and yeah, Triton gets 3 seconds for it. I'm not surprised because he went a long way out there. We've seen a bunch of drivers do that in the last corner. Here is Kirst. Bascodino gets himself 3 seconds as well. Gets it turned into the right-hander. We think there might have been some contact between Light Cruiser and Speedy there in the right-hander. So we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. Icewind now has caught up to the back of Dilla again. He's going to be struggling to hold him back is Dilla. Dilla on 20-lap-old hard tyres. He's another one who pitted under the safety car and is going to try and stretch those hard tyres to the end of the race. Yeah, and Ian Bardi saying he only got 24 on the hards and that was it. Well, 24 is exactly the number that Jensen is going to need, because of course 2 of those laps that are displayed on screen at the moment were under safety car, so they don't really count. You get a little tiny bit of wear under safety car, but not a whole lot. And JJ going to be looking to pass Basco Dino here. Basco drifting to the inside, but no way to hold NJJ back. So NJJ in the final points paying position at the moment. And once again we see Dilla and Icewind battle for 6th place. A little bit squirrely on the exit there, Icewind. Have we lost Thimo? Is Thimo still here? I think we've lost Thimo, folks. It's very unfortunate. We'll hopefully get him back before the end of the race. In the meantime, we'll enjoy this. 5 laps to go. 4 seconds, less than 4 seconds, is now the gap between Coppi and Jensen. But look at this. Speedy really having some struggles. Don't know if he's got damage. The other thing, of course, he might have had damage from that contact with Light Cruiser. That might be why Kirst is suddenly interested in that 4th place. He's got DRS this time. Hello, Thimo. Timo's back.
Discord randomly shot me up.
Okay.
I see all the time. I don't know.
Did you hit your hotkey accidentally?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I checked. I was unmuted. My microphone was unmuted. I have no clue what went on there. Discord just had a stroke or something. But I'm back, yeah. I think what I was about to say, and I was wondering why you would talk into me all the time, about to complain. Now it looks like Jensen might have reached the cliff. He is within sight for Coppi.
Yeah, well, Coppi, I just checked Coppi's lap time. 35.3 last time around from Coppi. So he is putting lots of pressure on. 4 laps to go, though. That's all. Coppi really has to... he might get 1 shot into the hairpin on the last lap, something like that. But at the moment, you'd have to say your money's on Jensen.
Why is Kirst so close to Speedy?
Yeah, I was just speculating whether Speedy might have some damage or something like that, because Kirst is genuinely faster at the moment.
Oh yes, he has damage, but his left end plate is missing.
Okay, so it must have been the contact with Light Cruiser that the folks are talking about in chat.
Maybe re-ended him or something. If you look at his car, his right end plate of the front wing is there with the red Red Bull thing there. But on the left-hand side, there's nothing there, so he is struggling lots in.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Like that.
I'm going to try and check lap times here. Jensen does a 36.2 up front. That is, I think, his fastest lap of the race so far. Coppi with a 35.6, so 0.6 of a second that time. That is not going to be enough for Coppi. The gap is 3 seconds as they cross the line.
Just putting up.
Icewind on Dilla finally into the hairpin. Oh, a little bit of contact between the two of them. Does get it done. Dilla has to yield, and Triton is lurking as well.
He's got a penalty.
McLaren. Triton does have a penalty, yeah, but he's on much better tyres, so he might be able to gain the 3 seconds that he needs in the last few laps.
I don't think that he's a second faster and can pass him.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think Dilla might be safe, and he also... I don't know, is Icewind a second per lap faster? Because he's got a penalty as well. I don't think Dilla is one. I'll check though.
Kirst then right on the back of Speedy. 2.2 is the gap up front.
Dilla had the drive-through at the start of the race, which I completely forgot about. Who was the other driver who had the drive-through? I know there was 2.
I don't remember.
Maybe, no.
I guess that disadvantage pretty much got nullified by the... Well, no, it didn't, because that was for the safety car, so he will have had to have done it aside from that. So it's a very good drive from Dilla in that case. 2 laps to go at the end of this one. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's also the strategy, and he was indeed the only one. I just checked up on that.
Jensen with a 36.4, Copy with a 35.1, so that was a much bigger indent into the gap, 1.6 as they crossed the line. So we're going to see some fireworks at the end of this race. Triton looks like he's managed to make the move on Dilla, and yeah, he has very easily on straight. Into the hairpin, there you go. Kirst falling away a little bit from the back of Speedy now. Whether he's made a couple of mistakes.
I am pretty sure Copy will get one shot at Jensen.
He might well do. Well, the other thing is that I was looking at the battery. Jensen has very little battery. Copy has a lot. So it might just be that he's able to get close enough. He might even have DRS this time, you know.
I don't think he has. I doubt his run will be good enough. He's also not using his battery at all here. Well, where's the measurement point? It's somewhere in that
after
corner.
this. No, it's after this left hand. I think he's going to have DRS. Yeah, he is. So we're going to see some fireworks on the last lap between these two. Will Jensen's tyre hold? That is the question. The same question goes to Dilla, but you can see, and Copy doesn't have DRS. That's pretty unfortunate for him. I was certain he would have, but he doesn't. Instead, he has to use his battery. He's got a lot more battery, and he does close right up as they come into the hairpin.
So much better on the brakes.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot more grip. Jensen is going to be on eggshells pretty much for this last lap or thereabouts. Does have DRS now, of course, Copy. Fastest lap of the race, 34.9. Screen freeze from Jensen as well, which is very unfortunate. Has to cover the inside.
1 lap to go. And, okay, here won't get him. The first overtaking opportunity is into turn 4. After that, it's basically the little straight
good exit from Jensen, though.
At the start of sector 3. I doubt he'll do it here.
No, this isn't an opportunity. He's not close enough.
Exactly. So now there is 2 spots on the track where he can potentially overtake if everything goes to plan.
I think it's the back straight, isn't it? I think that's what he's going to be looking at.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it will be the back straight, but
just needs to be close enough to get the DRS. And what is?
He's got a lot more battery.
The battery situation is quite bad for Jensen. He's certainly not got as much as Copy does as they head into the chicane at the end of the lap. Or coming towards the end of the lap.
He's getting there. And now Jensen already a bit sliding there. He's going very wide. He's pushing it.
And the best run he can.
Now he might be a sitting duck. Copy.
He's not that close though. Jensen, of course, will cover the inside.
And now the final. Okay, he's got it.
Is he going to be able to take the apex off him? He is.
Bit of a collision. Can Jensen maybe get it on the exit? No, he can.
Nicely done from Copy. Copy, if he takes this last corner properly, and he does, will win the Chinese Grand Prix. A fantastic finish between these two. Really, really good racing. A brilliant performance from Jensen to take the tyres 26 laps in total, 24 racing laps to the end of the race. He finishes second. He was so close to winning the race. But it's Copy who comes away with it, showing exactly why he is the Season 2 champion of SRL. Light Cruiser with a very good drive, finishing third. Speedy will, I think, would be a little bit disappointed with fourth. And Kirst with a very good drive of his own to finish sixth. Then Triton, Dilla and Icewind all finishing very, very close. Dilla was behind them but didn't have any penalties, so he finishes ahead of Icewind.
I think...
Oh, because Icewind had the 10 seconds, of course, yeah.
Right.
So that's what that was. So he finishes down in 8th.
No, Popo at the 10 seconds.
Oh, it was Popo. Maybe he didn't. Maybe they were just... maybe it was something else then.
He had only 1 penalty.
And OceanChief gets his point, by the way.
How did he do that?
Just on Bascodinho. Maybe that was penalties. Yeah, it will have been penalties, in fact, won't it? So OceanChief, you can see they're finishing 10th. And some pretty good drives in that race. That was a fun one.
I think a very high quality race.
Yeah, it certainly was. We had a little bit of controversy with Light Cruiser and Speedy. We didn't exactly see what happened there. I'm sure it will come to light in the fullness of time, but In any case, a very, very entertaining Chinese Grand Prix.
Yeah, I must agree. It was a great one. I think my favorite of the season so far.
Yeah, maybe the showdown at the end was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the build-up. I mean, there was a lot of suspense for what was going to happen there.
Yeah.
And the first stints we had some very good battles, and I think Jensen and Speedy was a stand-up battle for me. I really enjoyed watching them run side by side, giving each other room and just pushing each other. I really liked it. I think it was a great race to watch as a spectator.
Yep, I think it probably was as well. And we have to give out a driver of the day, of course. I think I know who I'm going to nominate. I'll let you go first.
I was about to say that I think for the effort on the debut, I would give it to Jensen. I know, yeah.
Okay.
I think further down the order, I think Dilla also had an exceptional drive, but Jensen was a bit of a surprise. Not that I thought he wouldn't be quick, but he really nursed the tires home, and it was just not enough in that all on debut. I am.
Yep, agreed.
I would give it to him.
Agreed that it would be very well deserved in Jensen's case. I was gonna suggest Kirst. I thought he had a fantastic race, finishing 5th, just clean, no mistakes. Almost got Speedy at the end. I thought that was a really, really good drive from Kirst. I think and the reason I went Kirst over Jensen mainly is that I think Jensen has the pace that he'll be fighting at the front, and I think he'll be winning races in future.
Yeah. Now you're basically putting peer pressure on me because everyone's going to hate me and not vote for Kirst. I actually thought about that midway through the race. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind giving it to him. He was how close? 1.7 seconds to Speedy in the end, and Speedy's winning races, and yeah, Kirst just had a quiet and clean one. I was just very impressed with. I really enjoyed Jensen also in the fights with Speedy, and in the end he got the better of it. So that's why I would have given it to him.
Okay. I mean, I can go with Jensen. I think it is deserved in his case. He drove extremely well.
I'm going to
if I may interject.
Here is that balance, folks.
So yes. As you can see with the Scuderia Ferrari, one teammate wasn't able to start the race at all due to car issues, yet Milos somehow still managed to finish P5 with all the issues.
Was it the gearbox? Is that what it was?
The piston rings.
That aero package as a whole reverted back to the Brazil 2016 spec for the race.
Is that right?
He finished P5. So
I can confirm for him actually. I can very much confirm that for him. Hello everyone.
That's what I meant.
Hello,
I mean,
Mr. Triton.
Normally I always want to give it to Kirst when I can, and now I'm very conflicted.
Here's the thing though, I mean, you're contractually obligated to give Kirst driver of the day every race. It's just how it goes.
What does chat think?
I think the chat thinks the same.
Also, Ocean wants to be interviewed, by the way.
Alright, we can't stick around too long because my enduro starts in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll let you guys get back to it. Thank you guys for commentating. Thank you guys.
well raced, Triton.
We have to make a decision now, though.
We do have to make a decision. I'll leave it up to you. I think I would probably say Kirst over Jensen just by a little tiny bit, but only a little tiny bit.
Okay, I hope Jensen doesn't murder me, but I think let's give it to Kirst. It was probably his best drive.
Wait, really?
He did, yeah. Like, actually not memeing, he did it. He had a good drive.
I thought so.
Oh no, he did, but I mean like Jensen.
Yeah, but he started P2 and he finished.
He's gonna be winning races. Jensen's gonna be winning. We're gonna have plenty of other opportunities to give Jensen driver of the day. I'm pretty confident of that.
Bonus, and Kirst has the Kirst bonus. It's very, I don't know.
Alright, well then. Milos,
I think we can give it to Milos.
Milos Martika, driver of the day. There we go. So he will be pretty happy. Pants.
I only watched the last 2 laps, by the way, just got home, but that's really deserved that one.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
No doubts here.
So I think that's our race. We got 2 SRL tomorrow. How are you feeling about 2 SRL? Well, both of you, Thimo and Bance. Shanghai tomorrow.
Not good. I'm indecent. My SLR tier 2 race was okay. I think I've got okay pace here, so I'll be looking forward to it.
What it's trying to say is the fans are great over there, so we can't wait.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
Grand Prix.
best fans in the world, pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
Anting
pretty
is
sure.
the best German town in China, so
There we go.
We should leave it there.
I think that just
You don't
about
know the
sums
background
everything up.
bands.
I know it's no. He'll have to watch the VOD. He'll be in suspense
Yeah.
for that one all the way
You say
through.
It's German. So
It's German. Yeah, it definitely is. Like most things in
it
the world.
is. Like actually.
We'll leave that for
Right.
after this variable.
All right, thanks for watching, everyone. We got 2 SRL tomorrow, of course. We'll be back driving in that one. We'll have some people. I think Triton in the commentary box. Is that the plan at the moment? Bance is the person to
don't.
ask.
I know it's Cuckoo Gamer and not Icewind. Someone else will come in.
Okay,
Also-
fantastic.
Yes, boys.
Well, Popo
Also
did a
at-
fantastic job in Australia, so yeah.
Indeed.
At Wimpy and Euro time, so we don't really have time for interviews. Have to ready up and
Sorry,
stuff.
Wimpy. Sorry. All right, I will catch you guys later on. Thanks for watching, and join us for 2 SRL tomorrow. But until then, we'll see you next time.
Au revoir.